What you gonna do about it? Nothing. Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. You will never guess who I have today. Here's your only his housemates of Big Brother. Wow! Today we have Brighton.
You were gonna say something
Okay,
else.
Quinton. Quinton. I had Quinton in my mouth, and then it shifted. Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good.
Yeah.
You and I met when? Okay, no, not really. Like today's our first time meeting.
Yes,
Yeah, today's actually our first time meeting.
it is our first time meeting.
But we've been talking from social media and you helping
For a while
me.
now, yeah.
For a while. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so today it's the vitiligo month, everyone. In case you didn't know, June, it's a vitiligo month. So Quinton and I,
Brighton
and I.
It's fine. What do I call you? Because some places you're Yolandi, some places you're Yolanda.
There's nowhere where I'm Yolandi.
I promise you.
Where am I Yolandi?
Okay, that was me. I saved your name.
Yeah. No, I'm always Yolanda. Okay. Brighton. It's just that Brighton, I would say Brighton and then it's Brighton.
You would? Are you Umopedi?
I'm Venda.
Are you Venda?
Yeah.
That's even more why you would say Brighton.
Brighton.
Yeah,
you know?
No, it's
instead of
It's Brighton.
Okay, Brighton.
Yeah.
So guys, we're going to talk about vitiligo. I know you guys have so many questions about vitiligo. We're not experts, yes, but we're going to answer some of the questions.
As many questions as we can.
Brighton will be the one answering most questions.
Firstly,
by
cheers.
the way.
Cheers.
Oh, yes.
Yes, we said we were going to remember. Yes.
I forgot.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Thank you for coming. You have no idea. Okay, so the first question I have is that, can you share your journey of being diagnosed with vitiligo and how it has impacted your life?
I think that goes for both of us.
Yeah, it's also my question.
Also, just to clarify, some people pronounce it vitiligo. Some people pronounce it vitiligo.
Here we go
I know
again.
You pronounce it vitiligo.
Vitiligo.
I say vitiligo. It depends on, I guess, the first research you did and who told you about it first. Mine was, and I hate to say it, it is a kind of a cultural thing. So I say vitiligo because I was not introduced to it, but the first person who started encouraging me to research it was a white person. So they were like, vitiligo. So I was like, okay.
Vitiligo.
Okay, cool, it's vitiligo. Right? Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't really sort of mark the date, the first time that I ever noticed, but I'm told it happened somewhere where I couldn't see. So it started on my elbow, on the back, obviously. And I was, at that point, I was in the industry, but I was doing events. I was doing sort of events management and stuff. So I was doing a road show. And I used to do really, really quirky things. Like I used to write my notes on my forearm in like permanent marker.
Really?
Because I hated having like an exam pad or a clipboard. And I was an assistant stage manager.
It was your
type of thing.
shijumban.
So it was my thing to like be quirky and to write all my notes and da-da-da-da-da-da. And then someone said, it's affecting you. Because now look at your skin. And that's the first time I was like, oh, wow, I've never noticed that sort of thing. Or maybe I slipped and I fell and it's just, it's a skin abrasion or whatever. I would say that is maybe around 2006. So what's that? Almost
2006.
Almost 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 18 years ago was the first time I noticed. And then for a few years, because man, I was like, it'll go away, sort of thing. I did consciously stop marking because that has to affect you somehow. Permanent marker on your skin was a bit silly. So I stopped doing that. And then it kind of started becoming more and more rapid and more visible. Then it spread. Then it started on my hands. That's when I started getting self-conscious about it. And I was working with a lot more artists and stuff. And I was sort of kind of getting into the industry kind of at that point. Around 2008-ish is when I started at Scandal, actually. And people would go like, what's wrong with your hands? And I'd be like, nothing. You know, nothing is wrong with it. I went through a phase of wearing gloves, like fingerless gloves. There's pictures somewhere of me wearing fingerless gloves. And I thought, no, with the cap to the side, and I was doing like ETV road shows at some point, and I thought I was cool. And people were like, what is this guy
hiding?
Problem? What is he hiding? Yeah. Yeah, and then the rest is history. There's a lot. I obviously went to the production and I said, listen, I'm getting worried about it spreading. Should we touch on it as a topic in one of the storylines? And I was basically asked, it's up to you. Do you want us to write a storyline for this? And I was like, no, I don't want to bring too much attention or more attention than I already have. I'm already quite a, I have social anxiety as a person, as a human being.
You do?
I do, absolutely. I think most entertainers do. I think it's only once, action is called. No, for real.
I had no idea. I wouldn't have guessed.
In my experience, in my humble experience, most people, you would be surprised. Entertainers, performers, artists are very reclusive and they're very private and they're very, so when in a crowd, in like at events and things like that, it's a lot of this. And a lot of other things just to calm the nerves and to be able to socialize into whatever. So social anxiety, 100%. But yeah, so and then I went to a dermatologist, and a very, 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 very old guy who was shaking. He like had a magnifying glass. He was like examining my hands and things, and I was with my wife was my girlfriend at that point. And we looked at each other like, this is...
What is he doing?
What is he doing? And he was like, no, just put Aquas cream. I was like, cool.
I use...
Excellent.
Does Aquas cream work?
I didn't for me. I just thought it's such a simple... It was like overly simple.
Yeah.
For such a thing, because it's a disease. It's a skin disease. You know what I mean? We're losing pigment. Melanin and all that sort of thing, which protect us against UV rays and the sun, all that sort of stuff. So it can't be as simple as Aquas cream. There's got to be more. It's got to be like either genetic or there's a chemical imbalance or whatever. I would have soon accepted him saying it's you've got a rare whatever 1% of the
like find and fancy name.
But then first of all. I didn't pay, but production paid a lot of money for that consultation. And this guy I left with a tub of Aquas cream that I could have bought myself. I was like, no, okay. It's all good. Sense. Thank you. And we left, sort of thing.
No, it makes sense.
Yeah.
And then me.
Yeah, and you.
Okay, wow. Mine started
What's your
late.
journey with vitiligo? When were you diagnosed?
Mine started very late. I think I was 25. If I'm not mistaken, I think I was 25.
Which is 3 years ago.
4 years ago. How old do you think I am? Where?
I still don't know.
You're gonna be shocked. You lie, there's no way. I sing about my age every single time, wherever I go. Yeah.
Well, sing us a song. Let's just give us a clue.
I am 33 years old.
Oh.
Dang.
Hang on. So are you 33?
Yeah, turning 33, 19 July. Why are you laughing? I'm not young, so yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And that was 2013, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine started at the back. So your gloves, I had a scarf situation. This was my life.
Who told you?
Like I just decided, people can't see this.
No. Who told you that you have
I saw it.
Skin condition? How?
Like it was like just one dot, and then it grew a little bit as it was coming this way.
But what I mean is, were you this guy going?
I don't know. When I look at myself in the mirror, I could see some weird color. Maybe it's because I'm dark skinned.
But was it at the back of your neck, or was it?
It
like
was at the back.
That's why I'm saying. How did you see that?
And I saw it.
Okay.
Like I even remember praying, and I was like, God, please remove this thing. The way it came in without me noticing, can it go back the same way?
Yeah.
And it never went back.
Okay.
Even when it's hot outside, I would wear this.
Yeah.
I would like cover myself. And then it started growing and then came whatever and then it started on my face. But this part started 2022, I think.
Yeah.
So I didn't have it here until then.
On your face?
Yeah.
It's been 2 years.
It's been 2 years on my face.
Oh, wow.
And it's spreading very fast. I don't know what's happening. But someone
That's
said it's
intense.
When you drink alcohol, does it spread quickly?
Don't know.
Someone said when you drink alcohol, it spreads quickly.
Who said that to you?
People.
Name and shame.
Yeah.
We must shame those people. Name and shame.
No, I've had so many situations about people here as well.
Yeah.
So I didn't have confidence in like
I can imagine.
It was.
I can imagine. Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it, but I didn't want people to see it. I remember my friend was like, no. So my friend introduced me to Inihalo. As a friend of mine, she was like, no, look at this girl. She's making money, whatever, with this thing. And then I looked at it, but she was like, no, you must start embracing it. But in my head, I'm like, I don't want to have it. It's not something I want to have in my skin. Yeah. How am I embracing it if I don't want it, No, and then I followed the journey of Winnie Harlow.
Yeah.
She had been bullied. They called her cows. She left school. She had a horrible life, actually. It was terrible. And then when I saw how difficult it was for her, I realized that, okay, my situation is not as bad.
Yeah.
People are welcoming me with it. It's like they're saying, come out. And when I'm out, they're not really the only problem I had with people is when they want to fix it,
Yeah.
They know someone who can give you something and they just stop you randomly anyway and tell you what to use that is going to work. Yeah. But in my experience, I learned that works perfectly.
To do what?
To bath.
To stop it or to...
No, not to stop it, but other soaps, they're very
harsh.
For me.
Okay.
I don't know, maybe my skin is different. Maybe I have a different type of skin because mine itches.
So you're saying in terms of the pH balance or the not acid, but the pH in soap, you're saying the green bar works better.
The green bar works better
than
anything else.
Really?
Because anything else, let's say for example, I use a shower gel. I'm gonna scratch myself the whole day. Something is wrong with me. Or maybe it's gonna be too dry, or maybe it's gonna be pink, like I burned or something that. And if I use any other lotion other than camphor also, it's a situation. That's why maybe when you said Aqua's cream, I was like, okay. Because Aqua's cream did work for me also too. Because other lotions would either make me itch, maybe it's my skin.
It is your skin.
Or I don't know, but the other things that I've green bar and camphor, perfect.
Let me ask you this then, before you carry on. You've obviously been to a dermatologist?
No,
you haven't.
I have not. I couldn't afford a dermatologist.
I completely understand.
Because they look at you, and.
But what I'm saying is, in addition to green bar, maybe a dermatologist, just so you know.
What's happening?
What to avoid. For instance, the Aqua's cream thing he gave me, he was specific about it. It must be odorless, it must be fragrance-free, it must be, same thing. It must be, I want to say flavor-free. So let's say flavor-free. Plain. Can't smell it, can't taste it, whatever. So,
but when I was visiting...
that was for me, yeah.
When I was visiting normal... Is it a GP, the normal doctors that check everything normally? So I asked the question because obviously even if you're not a dermatologist, you'll have an idea about any condition in most cases. Not have an actual answer to say, yeah. So I asked this doctor and I was like, what causes vitiligo?
Yeah.
And then he told me that things like vitiligo, things that can be cured in most cases. Most of them are caused by stress. If maybe you have had a period in your life where you were stressed, it does come up with something. It either can be this or something like that.
Yeah.
But it was sometimes vitiligo has some sort of what cancer attached to it in most cases. And then he's like, we're just going to test if you don't have that.
Yeah.
If you don't have that, then you just use Aqua's cream. I mean, not Aqua's cream, man. Sunscreen whenever you're on the sun.
Yeah.
And that's it. So he did check for the...
I actually forgot today. I was like...
It's okay.
Anyway, yeah.
Free publicity. Who knows?
Yeah.
So it was like, just make sure that you protect your skin by sunscreen and.
Yeah.
And then from that topic, I didn't go anywhere else. So I checked things that worked. Like I was like, okay, this one. But I need to go check up because it itches mine. I thought it was
willing to
vitiligo.
bet.
And if you say it's your
Sorry.
vitiligo, yeah.
I'm big to bet.
You're like someone I was with in the house. They always corrected me every time when I said something in English. Anyway, yeah. So, yeah, man. Maybe I should try it. I don't know, dermatologist. But they're expensive, eh?
I'm willing to, well, you see, I'm willing to bet that after this and after this Vitiligo Awareness Month, right? Someone is going to step forward and say, I'm willing to give you a consultation. I bet you.
Please come forward.
I bet you. Because everyone has been watching you, you know what I mean? Like, and they know what it is if they are dermatologists and whatever, or even if they're not, just GPs and I found, when you said that you went to a GP and the GP said, just look after your skin, sunscreen, and all of that stuff. I found a lot of doctors were scared to diagnose because it's such a unique thing to kind of diagnose. You can't, because if you say to someone like that old man who I went to first, well, all you need is Aqua's cream, and then I'm burning meanwhile in the sun, sort of thing, not understanding why. I found a lot of doctors, and I haven't met many, but are scared. Well, not scared, but they're a bit tentative when it comes to diagnosing people, especially when it's outside of their speciality, their field of speciality, like dermatology and things like that. So I let's, by the end of June, what month is this? June. I promise you, someone is gonna. Let's find someone.
Yeah, right. But do you think there's more to it for me in terms of the fact that it itches most of the time?
Yes, I do think so.
You're scaring me now.
Well, listen, you just said cancer, and I was like, wow.
I don't want that thing.
Right. It's a real thing. This thing. It's a real thing. When you said stress just now, I've never thought of it from that point of view of I had a challenging upbringing, a very challenging upbringing. My mom and my brother and I, and it was difficult and whatever, and it got easier, and then it got back to worse, and then. So I'd never thought of those things because I'm the age that I am now, and I have my own family and stuff. I've kind of overcome. I am.
Don't lie.
Huh?
I'm kidding. Continue.
I'm 40. Oh, I'm turning 40.
Yeah.
But I'm embracing it.
No, but you don't look nothing 40.
Oh, thank you. Stop.
You look young.
No, stop. No,
you can actually play a high school movie.
I've been trying to. Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah. 40. Abantu abamnyama, so I'm not 40 yet, so I'm 39.
But still.
Abantu abamnyama will go, but you're fourth floor. So we'll be 40. That's I've just turned 39. I'm like, guys, calm down. So now I'm embracing it. I'm like, I'm 40.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
But when is your birthday?
October.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Still a while. But so where were we?
Something about
stress.
Yeah,
about stress and upbringing and whatever. I've never actually sat down and thought, that might have been a factor. In how your sort of your environment being a factor in how your body reacts to things. I don't even want to begin to try and define that, but that might be it. And
when he told, sorry to cut you.
Yeah.
But when he told me that, right, I actually kind of believed it because how I was raised, or maybe how I grew up.
Yeah.
I also had like a, upside down. But my dad raised me so my mom left when I was 7.
Yeah.
And then my dad raised me ever since. And then my dad passed on when I was in grade 11.
Oh, sorry.
And my dad, he was streetwise, but some books and how to save money, wills and whatnot. Not that he didn't know how to do none of that.
Yeah.
So when he passed, things went for us.
Yeah.
And I had to now start asking from people. I was not used to asking from people. And now I have to like stand and
Yeah.
make sure I get things for myself and, there like anything. And I was so stressed 2009 until 2014, actually, because I got my retail job, which was better, 2014.
Yeah.
Throughout, like, life was harder.
Yeah.
Suicidal thoughts were there. Like, there was so much, like, the stress was like this. The only thing that made me not to do anything stupid is because I thought I need to take care of my mom.
Yeah.
I'm the only person who can help her,
Right.
So if I'm gone, she's probably going to kill herself or
Are
something.
you the only one, the only child?
No, I'm not. I'm the last one, but I'm the only one that can help her.
How many of you
So
siblings?
my mom, it's 3 of us. It was 4 of us, and then one passed on. She had a heart problem. I think she was 18, when she passed. And then it's now me and my 2 sisters.
Okay.
And then the first one, she's married and she doesn't work. This one, she's not married, but she doesn't really have like a proper job to,
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's me.
Yeah.
So I did stress a lot.
Yeah.
And when he said you had a period where you probably stressed and it cost us something, it then made sense to me.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay.
So you reckon it is your upbringing, like I was just saying about like
Upbringing,
I hadn't
yes,
thought of it.
yes.
So upbringing into, you said it started on your face 2022.
No. Oh yeah, 2022, my face, yes.
So, but the rest of your had you already been modeling at that point?
So when it started, 2013, right? I was hiding it. No one knew about it.
Yeah.
Until 2019.
Yeah.
2019, that's when I cut my hair.
Okay.
And then I entered a modeling competition.
Okay.
Because I wanted to follow Winnie Harlow's footsteps in my head. Like, hey, she's doing it. Let me do it.
Yeah.
Then I think I met you then. I think I DM'd you. Yeah, I did. I DM'd you. I DM'd Leletu Khumalo as well. I DM'd all of the people that I know.
Yeah.
And you replied. And you followed me back, actually, yes. And then you would like my things when I post my modeling stuff, my winning whatnot, yes. And then I did the competition. I won the competition. When I won the competition, it boosted my confidence.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, actually I can do this. And then I joined an agency, modeling agency.
Okay.
Then I started going for castings. I went for castings 2019, 2020. It was locked down. Everything went poof. And in 2021, we tried to come back again. And then 2022, I got a BMW gig.
Nice.
So I was a BMW billboard as a feature, meaning a face. Yeah. So that billboard went everywhere.
That's cool.
All the international airports, by the way.
That's
anyway.
very cool.
Yes. And then after that, I was like, what can I do that can really get me out there?
Yeah.
And then Big Brother. I was like, let's do it. Someone told me about Big Brother 2023. And when it was Titans. And I was like, let me apply. Whenever the other one comes, let's just see. I have nothing to lose. Just go in there and go out. Or go in there and win. Who knows?
This is before, to be honest, the only reason why I watched a little bit was because of you.
Really?
The only reason. Because we're vitiligans, right? Before that, before this year, must have been the very first Big Brother ever in South Africa, where like people were shitting on lawns and people were like trying to sleep with each other. They weren't quite like shower hour was a big thing.
Oh, yeah.
That's how old I am.
So you haven't watched?
I haven't been watching. Look, in all fairness, the very first or the first 2 Big Brothers were before my career in the art started, kind of thing, long before. So I had time. I had a lot more time to watch and things. And then the Big Brother thing just blew up. Africa, or continentally, it just absolutely blew up. So I like recently there was Big Brother in Nigeria, wasn't there? And we had a whole channel on DSTV dedicated to that. So I was like not in a bad way. I would never do that, but that's just me. I really couldn't, even if I wasn't married. I could not. I'm very private like that. Very private, yeah.
I always feel like people are like me. I don't know.
You always think people are like you in what way?
Okay, not that I'm not private, but I'm like out there.
Yeah.
Like I can do anything. I don't know if that makes sense.
That's awesome. No, that's awesome. Do you think
Like
that's because of your vitiligo, or do you think it's just a personality thing?
No,
Have
actually,
you always been like that?
I've always been a different child. I always tell people, even in the house, I don't think people really focused on my skin. They were more hooked by my character, the way I was. That's the child that I've always been. Like I've always been that kid where if I come to your house, something is gonna break, someone's gonna get hurt.
Wow.
Or like I was a boy in a girl situation.
Yeah.
Like, my dad was a mechanic.
Okay.
So I grew up with car parts, gearbox, exhaust, everything.
Yeah.
And those things will be in the house even, like inside the house. Like when you go in the house, what chair is there? And
gearbox in the kitchen.
the compressor, so that people don't steal some of the things, So that mess was my life.
Yeah.
And I didn't get where people had like order, like they had things put nicely there where, you understand? I'm sure even in my studio, like I don't have, if it was another girl, they'll probably have flowers and decorated.
As in here.
But for me, as in here.
yeah.
But for me, it's okay, So I've been a very different person.
Okay.
Like I try to push myself for things that I think maybe I can't do, and then I do them.
Okay.
And then in most cases, that grenade lands. So yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Is it?
Yeah.
So when someone says I'm private, I don't get it. I feel like
I can, because I'm an actor, I can act like I'm confident.
like now
what
that
I
I'm
mean?
sitting with you here,
Yeah.
I'm shocked.
Really?
Because I'm like, what happened to Quinton?
No, I'm like when I said action, social anxiety is a real thing. After action is called, after what, when the camera starts, then you can be somebody else type of thing. I mean, there's a lot to unpack there.
That means you're a good liar.
Yes. That's not, not what you know.
Because now it's like a different person altogether from the one I've been watching my whole life.
I don't really know who I am in real life. Like, would I go? No, I'm kidding.
I believe I can act
Yeah.
when... Okay, so I used to do the sketches at church.
Right.
Where like that, we can't even say that's acting, but yeah.
Yeah.
So they don't really like write any script down. Like they just tell you, okay, so you are this woman.
Yeah.
Who's mom? So action. That was very easy for me to do. Like I could literally be anything and make it entertaining.
Yeah.
And then I went for an actual audition where now it's a script. If you say walk in, give me some confidence situation, I can do it.
Yeah.
100%. But now I have to read that and apply it.
There's too many things.
Yo. Now I have to read a script and be the script as well.
No, you learn. Yeah, that comes with practice. Not everyone is perfect. I promise you, not everyone is perfect.
In my head, I'm like, other people, like the other movies, like the your Marvels and stuff.
Yeah.
Do they also do that?
I doubt.
Because it comes
I haven't
naturally.
I haven't been in that situation.
I also don't think so, hey?
You learn, and listen, Hollywood is the biggest liar of all. Hollywood, there's actors, you think it's your favorite actor, and it's a stunt double who did the thing for you. Even when there's like dialogue scenes between me and you, let's say, and whatever, and there's a camera over my shoulder and there's a camera over your shoulder. Sometimes it's not, I say Johnny Depp. It's Johnny Depp's, the ear looks like it's Johnny Depp's ear, or the hair, whatever. It's a stunt double because Johnny Depp is in his trailer. He's not doing the lines with his fellow actor. He's not helping with the... It's crazy. Hollywood is crazy, bro. Sorry to like burst the bubble. Whoever thought Hollywood was
You
real.
did.
It's not real at all.
actually did.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
You really did.
But it's a lot of work. That's why they get paid as much as they
I think I want to do that though.
Yeah, no.
Have those dollars and euros and pounds.
It's easy, man. The more you do it, the more, as with anything in life, the more you do it, the better you get. You know what I mean?
You get used to the whole
Yeah.
But how was it for you when you were starting?
Acting. It was terrible.
How did you
It was
start though?
terrible. So, about to expose myself here. Again, when you were saying about church and you did little plays in church and sketches and whatever, I was thinking back to the first time I did them. And my first one that I wrote was in Standard 5. And it was bad because, you're confident amongst your friends. And then when there's 3-4 of you guys are like, oh, we're going to be so dope tomorrow. We're going to be so dope. And then boom, you're on stage. And the whole school is staring at you, and we all froze up and we locked up and we're like, it was awkward. Anyway, that was my first experience.
And then you didn't do anything.
And then I started, I auditioned for a guy called Bobby Heaney. It was quite a big deal in the industry. Like he did Soul Buddies, Soul City, Soul, I think his production company. Remember those? Yeah. I think it was. Anyway, so I auditioned for Soul years ago when I was very, very young. And the audition was, something's going to happen. You're going to be surprised, but then you must show the surprise in your face first and then let go of a balloon. So I was given a balloon. I think I was like 10. I couldn't work out.
You were 10?
I think I was 10, yeah. And I was trying to be on Soul. There were a lot of kids on Soul Buddies and stuff. I was trying to be one of the kids, and my family, who then became my sort of adoptive family, were very much theater people.
Okay.
So I went with my mom for. So they're like, okay, for the third time, you're gonna look, be surprised, let go of the balloon because you're shocked. Brighton is looking straight into camera, letting go of balloon, and then reacting late, and it was terrible. It was so embarrassing. And then I gave it I didn't do that for a while. I didn't try that again, and then I tried a theater audition, which just made me very self-conscious. So it wasn't really an audition. It was more a kind of a loosen up. Let's see if you can loosen up, sort of thing. Challenge, for lack of a better term. With a guy called Mngitisi Shabangu. And he was like, just roll around as if you've just been shot. Now you're doing a dramatic death. I was too self-conscious. I was waiting. This was when I was.
So when you're self-conscious, that's the problem, ne?
As an actor, yes, 100%. Even with vitiligo, well, I'll get to that.
Okay.
I couldn't roll around like I was dying in this little scene that was created for us. And so I didn't have the confidence. And I was a teenager and I was going through so many things. I was going through an identity crisis of like, am I black, am I white, am I colored? Point in time, it was just before my mom passed.
Your mom passed away?
Yeah, when I was 16. Yeah. Very long time ago. But thank you.
That pain doesn't go away.
It doesn't. It really doesn't.
You just learn to live with it.
You do. And that's part of the problem.
That is the problem.
Is learning to live with things. Yeah. So teenagers, way too self-conscious as a teenager. You're just angsty, you're growing and you're awkward and your voice is breaking. And well, as a boy at least. Other things are happening as a boy. You do know what I mean, right? Good.
Other things.
Excellent. I thought I was.
I'm not going to know.
No. We're not going to break that one down.
I know what you mean, though. Yeah.
And then anyway, so then eventually started stage managing with one of my dads and got into it, and then started watching how actors do industrial theater. Then I was like, that's not. I think tried a little bit by myself, friends, and then luckily at Scandal, there was a family friend who was casting director. She was like, do you want to try? There's a guy who's really doesn't like being the featured extra or an extra background artist. And he's not happy. So we're trying to replace him. And she sold it to me as it's petrol money and it's party money. Say no to me, right? Did it. The first 2-3 years, terrible. But I was watching. I was into acting, and then I was developing. I was getting more and more comfortable on set in front of cameras, behind cameras with the crew, Like behind the scenes on a well, certainly a soap set, there are about 20 people. If it's just me and you doing a TikTok, like we're talking, look, yeah. Whatever, we're doing a scene, 20 people in the dark watching us. So if you're self-conscious,
then you know.
There's 40 eyes on you, and 3 cameras, and lights, and sound, and you, and makeup, and you're sweating, and this and that, and this and that, and this and that. And you can't move around too much because the camera has to follow you and stuff. So I broke that. I broke that sort of that self-conscious skin. Interestingly,
Yeah.
as a
You got out of your cocoon.
Yeah. And I got better and better just purely from watching other actors, actually. Yeah, other really, really big, dope actors. I learned
And that
from
time with things.
Yeah.
Oh, dope.
I mean
Okay, and how do you cope with the emotional and psychological effects of living with vitiligo?
emotionally it's more other people than me. So I get when I did a shoot a couple weeks ago, an ad, and I had to wear a short sleeve thing, and I know people aren't used to. They know vitiligo is there somewhere, but when it's now here in front of you, it'll get weird. So and then I get weird because I can pick up on the vibe of whatever sort of thing, and then it affects me, kind of thing. So emotionally, I've come to terms with it. I made peace with it. I had to. Spreading more and more and more, and eventually I'm going to be like completely wide. I feel like
I don't know. Do you think it gets there? Some people, though, they are, but some people it doesn't.
With Winnie Harlow, it stayed like that for a while now with her. Her shape, her patterns haven't changed much. But you said yours has been 2 years, right?
On my face. Because it started and then it went.
Yeah. Mine is starting to, I'm eventually going to have like a sad face vitiligo vibe on my face, right? My eyelids, and I think, and this is things I'm being told about, like my wife and stuff and friends, behind my ears, on the inside of my ears, type of thing, and other places that are PG. Anyway, so
You did not just say that. I get questions about that.
Emotionally, I get questions about that.
Do you have it? And I'm like,
yeah.
Next.
Yes. Buy me a drink first. I preempted with humor. So like the one time, it was silly, it didn't really work, but I found it funny. I came out of a tanning studio vibe thing, and as a joke, it didn't. Clearly, it still doesn't work.
Nah, because I lost it.
Do you understand? Like someone who's not used to vitiligo, seeing someone with vitiligo outside a tanning studio, standing there going, what happened? You don't get it?
Do. They make that sound when a person doesn't get something on YouTube.
Anyway, let's move on.
And then
psychologically, I think it's almost the same thing for me, emotionally and psychologically, because I think one informs the other, kind of thing. If I'm strong emotionally, I'm going to be strong, and vice versa, I think. And you?
Emotionally?
No,
yeah.
You still. I mean, actually, 2 years, especially your face as a model.
After accepting it,
yeah.
Not that it's a bad thing, but I don't kind of like what you said about self-conscious or self-aware, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't really see it.
So when you look in the mirror,
I see it,
yeah,
but I don't really see it.
Okay.
Am I making sense?
It does make sense.
Like it's there, but it's there. Like it really doesn't affect me at all. Unless if you wanna, like you ask me those questions, I have this thing, it can remove it. Or then I'm like, oh, okay, think about vitiligo.
Yeah.
Or what? But I'm not really like, I don't know if it's a good thing though.
That you don't see the vitiligo.
Yeah,
That is
like
a
I
good
kind of
thing.
like
That is a good
remove
thing.
it. I don't make it. I don't know if
I mean,
I'm
I
making sense.
suppose if you're actively going, I don't have vitiligo, I don't have vitiligo, I don't have, that's a different issue altogether. Versus, I'm seeing me in the mirror.
Yes.
Then that's a
Yes.
good spiritually.
I'm
That's a
s-
good
not
place
that-
to be in. I think.
I feel like I don't
this is-
have it.
yeah.
I know I have it.
Yeah.
It's there. I actually love it now
Yeah.
because I don't need to put makeup anymore.
Yeah,
You know. So
makeup is expensive.
unless if a person like specifically like wants to talk about like now that we're here and then I
Yeah.
know, okay, we're talking about vitiligo. I
Yeah.
know I have vitiligo and then I can give you some experiences that, but change on a normal basis.
You can't tell me I'm the only one who's curious and who wants to talk about it.
I think you're the,
No, come on, for real.
actually, when it comes, maybe that's my coping mechanism about it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
The English side.
Yeah,
But when I had it, I didn't want it, right? I had a problem with it. I tried to find things that can stop it, but because I didn't have money, I couldn't. Like, I would just Google this. I remember Googling about honey. They were like, if you apply honey on your skin, it will go away. I tried applying honey. Whoosh! It just was just sticky. It was just, yeah. Ugh. Anyway, but when I then decided to accept and say, okay, this thing is beautiful. I
Yeah.
have it. I stopped focusing on it.
yeah,
I used to, I don't know if this makes sense, but when I go to castings, I knew that, okay, I may get this because I'm different. And then I will
Right.
take that and my personality and combine them.
right.
Am I making sense?
It does make sense.
Yeah. But I don't really like want to sit and discuss about it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Like for me, I want people to see me as a normal person, not as a different person.
Okay.
I want people to be very comfortable. Okay, this is what I did when I get to the house, when I was in Big Brother house.
Yeah.
I told them the story of my friend. So when I was showing my friend about Winnie Halu's story, when people were calling her a cow, she was like, but cows do have the skin. And we laugh about it. When I got to the Big Brother house, I told them that story before they came up with a name that may offend me, And I was like, there's a story. And my friend once said this and we laughed about it.
See.
I even bought a bikini that is a cow-shaped bikini, just to make them,
To disarm them.
yeah. So
Yeah.
they can't
No, I
have
get you.
anything to use
Yeah.
because I've already, you understand?
Yeah.
So whenever they want to try and make a joke about it, it was literally a joke for me.
Yeah.
I want people to still treat me like anyone. If it was someone, maybe they had big ears and they were here, we would laugh and say, Mandlebe,
Yeah.
Same situation.
Yeah.
I don't want to be like, oh, Yolanda has vitiligo, but we can't say this in front of her. I'm not sure if I'm making sense. That's me. That's why I don't like sitting and sobbing on it. Like, oh, if I
Well, I mean,
bullied. Oh, they bullied me.
That is a fact that people can, feel sorry for you and make you feel some type of way. But it's uniqueness, and everyone's about. Well, there's two sides to this. The one side is everyone wants to be unique. Everyone wants to be unique. And like literally, we're all unique, just like
But
everybody else.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Type of thing. And this makes us even more unique than everybody else. Sort of thing.
Yes.
So I celebrated in that regard. But then the flip side of it, that for me is as recently as yesterday. Someone said, because I was inquiring about modeling and stuff, someone said, oh yeah, no, perfect, because at the moment, and I don't get offended much by things like this, but like at the moment, people like that, they're very hot at the moment. So like albinos and people with vitiligo and freckles and gap tooth, and I was like, oh my gosh, I've just been thrown into a category, a box of like mixed colors, mixed masala people, and like, you know, there this whole time for like years now thinking, no, I'm going to celebrate the uniqueness of the vitiligo. And that's every interview I've done. I've always said, like, any advice to kids who have vitiligo and who are looking up to us as TV people and whatever, wondering how do you live every single day? I'm like, celebrate the unique. So on one level, 100%. On another level, the industry is still very superficial and very aesthetic.
But why did that offend you?
Because I don't know. I was being very precious about it. I wanted to be more understood than it being a fashion trend.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like it's cool that you have vitiligo. It's trendy. It's trendy that you have freckles.
I think you are the matured one in the situation.
Oh yeah, because you're
I'm
like
trendy situation. No, I think you are more. I think that's good actually.
Yeah,
I would want to be in an event or in a situation with you.
Yeah.
Maybe in a debate, not even a debate. What would you call that? Like talk shows or whatever.
Like a TED
with
Talk,
you.
Yeah,
you know why?
Yeah.
Because I'm going to give them
You're gonna be
hype
yes,
about it.
I get you.
But you're going to make them understand. Because I remember when I came out of the house, we were talking about them calling me a cow, right? And then they were the what's her name again? The interview lady. I forgot her name again. Anyway, Kate, okay, whatever, that lady. Okay, the interview lady. Let's just say the interview lady. She was like, what about, I understand you're fine with them calling you a cow, but what about the kid that hasn't accepted the skin condition? What about, even if it's not a kid, some people haven't accepted it. There are people who are living with this and they don't want it. They probably want to try it. Some maybe are suicidal. Some maybe they're depressed or whatever the case is.
Yeah.
What about them? Because you're okay with it. Yes, you made it like a joke and whatever. But what? And then that's when you come in.
Right.
You know?
That's
and
when
then
I
you
go,
give us
let me
the
grab
dead
this
side
one.
of things.
Let me take this question. Yeah, no, look, I think that stems from my experience of people thinking it's contagious, people thinking it's, I mean, I know yours, you said your skin itches and whatever, and you must go see a dermatologist.
I will.
The dermatologist who's gonna come and anyway. It's not contagious. It's not sore. My skin isn't sore. Obviously, until I'm in the sun too long without sunscreen, whatever. Obviously, it's not contagious. It's not. What are the other? Buloi.
Oh yes.
I haven't been lawyered, right? To the point. So there's those things that I've had to break through in the last 18 years of having it. Initially me being told bagloile, and you know, I'm not superstitious necessarily, and I'm not necessarily white, not necessarily black, not necessarily colored. I didn't know where I fit. So, but being told with bagloile mbicham, he say and I'm going, for what? What do you mean? It freaked me out. And then the more I understood that's just the point of view of like you the things you believe will affect you in whichever way you believe they'll affect you. If you know what I mean, like
that's true.
If you believe in abatagati, then you will be tagatad, type of thing.
Whatever. That's actually what I believe also.
Type of thing.
If you believe that, it works for you.
But so like even across the cultural board, like on the white side, people will say, "My boy, did you get burnt with oil?" And I'm like, in which world am I sticking both my hands in boiling oil, my boy?
And your hands still look like that.
And you're right. Like I wouldn't have hands.
They would.
I would not have hands. Yeah. So there's ignorances that I've had to deal with, and I've obviously found a humor behind it as well. But I do want to educate. Because there are kids. There are definitely kids out there. My son, you see, genetically, I still don't understand, like, whether it's hereditary, whether it's from my mom's side or my dad's side or whatever. But I know my mom didn't have it. I know my dad didn't have it. My son doesn't have it.
Apparently, it's not.
It's not genetic.
Yeah. When I've been like, because I asked my grand, you know, and
I feel like in this day and age of climate change,
I don't think so. I think
global
the stress.
warming.
Nah.
No, I'm saying no, but hang on, I'm building up to the big point. In this day and age of climate, what, and that being the climate crisis. So the sun getting hotter, it is. Let's be honest.
It is actually unusual.
Skin protection and looking after your skin is more and more important than it used to be, I think. And I think there's more people with vitiligo or skin conditions emerging because I suppose people like us being on TV,
coming
making
out,
it okay
right?
to instead of hiding at home and going, I don't want to be seen.
And now there's more of us than before.
Yes. And it started with sustainability for me.
Yeah.
It started on, I can't remember which show it was on, but
wasn't it Uzalo?
It might have been Uzalo.
But Uzalo, they used to try and put a lot of makeup.
And then make her wear like polo neck things. And I was always confused by that. Yeah.
Me too, because, actually.
I was always confused. And that kind of made me want to meet her. I still haven't met her, I believe.
Really?
Yeah. It made me want to meet her even more to ask her those questions, because I was starting to my stardom was growing, and then my vitiligo was growing as well. And I wanted to ask, like, what are you telling your productions? Are you covering it in storylines? Are you educating? Is production or channel going? You know what I mean? Sort of thing. Like, I have so many questions. I still haven't met her, and I want to meet her because she did.
Oh, me too. I want to meet her.
Yeah.
We will.
100%. Yeah.
So you still haven't answered my question.
Sorry.
About how would you advise a kid that is living with vitiligo now?
Look after your skin. You don't want to be in a situation where you have vitiligo and you have now, I don't know,
other things.
I mean, it is a type of cancer. But because of that, you can't now expose yourself to the sun like everybody else does. You can go to the beach, but you have to be that guy under the right? It is what it is. There's those struggles that come with it. So yeah, just look after yourself and talk. Like I hope from this you and I get to create a forum or a something or other, or the Vitiligo Society of South Africa create a forum. Yeah, like these guys, come on. I approached them years ago in 000. Anyway, for people to talk about this, or for us to, even if there's challenges, even if there's fake cures, are they working for? Maybe they work for some people, maybe they don't. Like there was a tea tree thing that I discovered, and I was sent a whole email thing about like Australia. It's a tea tree cure. Brighton, we've cured vitiligo. So we've got. I was like, you know what? I'm good.
You know what?
Okay,
when I started posting myself on social media, I did get DMs about cure. Yeah. But I always used to look at people that had vitiligo, and I was like, okay, I don't have money, and those people have money, and they're not using this. There's no way this thing works. Because I was looking at Winnie Harlem, like, if there was a cure, probably she would have found it by now. You know,
Michael Jackson had it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And so I was like, there's no cure. If there was a cure, those people with millions would have already.
What was curious about Michael Jackson though was like I think he accelerated it. He had the money to be able to accelerate it or cover it up with the color of his vitiligo.
Actually,
the rest of his melanin or something.
Yeah, he bleached his skin to meet
That's crazy, man.
But you know that
he's a legend, but that's crazy.
No, but because apparently he couldn't be on this, even a normal light like this.
Yeah. No, hence the hats and whatever. Yeah. I'm not that bad. Are you like? Do you have to have a sun hat and a?
When I'm in, for example, when I go home, where I'm from is Palabora.
Yeah.
It is hot.
Yes, it is.
My God.
Yes, it is.
You have to, sunscreen doesn't work.
Umbrella vibes, yeah.
If ever I don't have maybe I had a sunscreen only and I didn't have a hat or something, I do have pink patches or something.
Yeah.
Red patches.
Yeah.
And it's because I did burn. So yeah. Mine, it is there. But I mean, where I come from, it is that situation.
Yeah.
Yes, Quentin. What else can you tell us?
That's it, Quentin. What do you want to know?
You have a son.
I do have a son.
And you married.
And I'm married.
And you look like a high school man.
Yes, I started young. I started when I was in high school. I was like, you know what? Let me just get this marriage thing out the way.
But I've always wanted to ask you guys this question. Eh? For example, you've been in this industry your whole life, basically. How many years has it been? Exactly.
Maybe 20 years. 20 years.
Right?
It's half my life.
Yeah. It is.
It's not long. It's not long.
20 years.
20 years behind the scenes and in front of camera combined. So like 15 years behind, 15 and behind the scenes. Yeah.
I just want to ask you this question, honestly. And I've always wanted to ask someone that has been in that situation. Like, you guys build your fame there. Like, that's your job. That's what you've been doing your whole life.
Yeah.
And you've been famous your whole life. Like, I want to take a picture with you.
Right.
How do you feel about us, the newcomers, the Big Brother people that went in the house 3 seconds and then boom, we think we're famous.
Great question.
We think we're famous, and then we're like giggling, and then you've been there working like from scratch, going to auditions and and then we come out and here we are. Like, how do you actually like feel about that?
I think since lockdown, I think COVID and the pandemic and everything really exposed a lot of things, opened a lot of people's eyes, and then made a lot of people. It humbled you. If it showed you if your hustles weren't correct, right?
Yeah.
It exposed you proper. So in that regard, you know, social media changed in the last 4 years because people were now doing. My TikTok blew up globally.
Yes, actually, that too.
People started doing little sketches at home, cooking things. YouTube blew up, yada yada yada. You know, that sort of thing. And I was sitting at home going, fine. I'm on TV, right? I'm fine. And then after lockdown, well, eased up a little bit. Well, the show has to go on, unfortunately, in our industry. Channel demands episodes, so we were even during we were masked up,
and then
all that sort of thing. We were shooting regardless, and then you're shooting with a star from a certain TV show that, like, you know, whatever, or someone who's like famous on TikTok, and or influencer, and you're going like, what does this child know about? And then you see the numbers.
Oh.
So initially, being wild, I had a big issue with it. I was like, even for me, because I didn't study drama. Obviously, I learned it in the industry, and my family is quite dramatic, and they theater people, whatever. So I kind of have it in my blood, sort of. I can argue that. Took me a long time to confidently call myself an actor because I'd only done Scandal, I'd only done soap. So I was like, no, I'm a soap actor. Like, what do you mean you're an actor? I'm like, no, I'm a soap. Because I need there to be a distinction just for myself, just so that my head doesn't get too big. And then the minute I did more than one production, I could safely say, okay, now, yeah, number one. I've done more than character, whatever. I had beef because I was like, it came out of nowhere. It really didn't come out of nowhere. It came out of necessity because we were stuck at home as well, not just South Africans. We were stuck at home. People had creative bugs, and finally there was like people were just sitting at home watching TikTok and TV and what else, and Netflix and all these sort of things. So you can audition from home, you can create from home, you can send it from home, you can work from home, you can whatever from home. And it was a hustle. And my beef was because my arrogance, I think it was like, Quentin, And you know what I mean? Like, I'm good, man. I don't need to be competing with TikTok stars and stuff. And I tried, and even people that I revere as actors were doing little sketches and whatever for YouTube and creating YouTube channels and whatever. And I'm judging them, going, why? You don't need to do that. You're famous already, type of thing. And all of that showed me flames. So now I have a healthy respect. As a result, I have a healthy respect for anybody whose hustle is the social media space. If you're funny and you've got 1 million followers on TikTok, whatever, if you can dance, you can sing, and you've got 1 million followers and whatever, embrace it, man. All the best to you, type of thing. I'll never do that. I'm not that guy. We take it for granted sometimes as the actors, a lot of the time.
That's
actually.
true.
A lot of the time.
But what would you advise us, the newcomers? Like this is the story.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I feel like I went into the Big Brother house, came back to a different planet.
Yeah.
Not the one I left behind,
You
actually,
really
because
did.
I don't think that one
You really did.
is this one.
Dude, when you DM'd me the other day, and I was like, you verified, ne? On Insta.
Yes.
I was like, I don't remember you being verified. Profile. I'm like, damn. Wow. Okay. All right. We're in the big leagues now. There's no advice I can give you. You're already doing it. Just keep it up. There's the advice. Keep it up. Keep doing what you're doing. Yeah.
What is it that I'm doing?
Your hustle. This, your modeling, your whatever hustle, whatever else.
Another question. How has your perspective on beauty and self-acceptance evolved since living with vitiligo? That is English.
Self-acceptance.
Mm-hmm.
And my idea of beauty.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's a tricky question because we are of a certain industry that's very aesthetic and it's very superficial. Look a certain way and you, whatever, you're gonna, more doors. Again, with the doors, more doors will open. Unfortunately, that's just the reality of it. Beauty standards is never really left. It's changing now, Shap, where we're included as people with vitiligo and people with albinism and whatever. We're included more and more in the beauty topic in the chat. If you didn't look the way you do, if I didn't look the way that I do, we wouldn't necessarily, and still had vitiligo, just aesthetically speaking, we wouldn't necessarily maybe be where we are. Well, let me speak for myself. I know that if I wasn't multilingual and I didn't look the way that I do or did when I was younger, different, if I was a different shape, whatever, and had vitiligo, my trajectory would have been very. So to answer the question, it's a very difficult question to answer because I still have beef with the beauty industry, but I can't because I feel like at least I'm being represented in some sort of vitiligo and stuff. Even though it's ironic that it is a disease. Sorry, I'm bringing it all the way down now. I'm depressing everyone. Skis.
No, you're not.
It's a disease, and that we're celebrating it, yes, and it's trendy. And I know you said you're enjoying that side of it, but for me, it's like cool. We can do that responsibly. We'll be actual ambassadors of. Well, not actual. Not that if you don't, harp on like I'm doing about the dreadful side of it, the disease, protect your skin, and you must type of thing. That you're not an ambassador, but I want to take it upon myself to change that, one friendship at a time, one. Yeah, I don't want to, if my son had it, I don't want my son thinking, you have to be daddy's level of fame or Yolanda's level of fame to be okay with your skin or to accept yourself, to be accepted in history, because it's still a very small percentage of people globally, Winnie Harlow included. She's like skinny. She's still very much the beauty standard in terms of, the supermodel aesthetic. She's not a plus size model with vitiligo who's then an ambassador. If she gained any kind of weight, I feel like she's going to lose jobs.
If we were to do something, the three of us, what would you, so that maybe we get sponsors? People are watching. Yeah. What do you think we can, or maybe we can sell our idea here, right?
No, not yet. Not yet.
It might backfire. Boom, and then we shock it. Okay, cool. I think I'm done with my questions. Do you have questions for me?
Yeah,
I heard you speak about modeling. Sorry.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about modeling.
Do you want to model?
No, but I've been told do as much as you can.
You don't want to model?
I've been told do as much as you can, and I'm in I'm in the right shape or whatever state of mind
you
as well.
Actually
to do that.
What type of model would you do?
Not catwalk, not runway.
Okay,
I can barely coordinate.
About runway, runway doesn't really like pay much in South Africa, but commercials does. It's fun to do. I love doing runway because it's like so much fun. There's so many people. I like people. I don't know. Where there's like people and
you do. I can't stand people.
I like that. But the money for runway and the money for commercial in SA commercial, it's perfect. And you as an actor, for me, I would say run for commercial. Because commercial, they need someone who can act, basically. Someone who can bring, who can sell.
Yeah. I was told this ad that I shot 2 weeks ago, the floor manager was like, he pulled me aside, like, you're an actor, yeah? Because I can tell the difference between you and all these other model types. And I was like, and the lady who was sitting next to me is a model trying to break into acting. I was like, dude, you can't say that in front of her. Like, yes, I'm an actor only by virtue of that I've spent so long doing it, that I'm comfortable in front of a camera. I know I can do multiple things at once.
No, Shem,
you know this whole thing.
You're gonna kill it if you do commercial.
So yeah, so I now recognize that I can, and that's where I want to go. Or print, even print.
If I were to give you an advice, I'm gonna give you an honest advice. Modeling, it's huge, ne? If you have an acting background, like your acting background, if I were you, I would focus on commercial as a start. You're gonna kill it, because I promise you, a lot of us, we honestly cannot act. We go there. I went for casting 2 full years every single Saturday. No, Wednesday. I even moved my off days to Wednesdays because I knew Wednesdays I had to go for castings. 2 full years, and they did it with my vitiligo.
First of all, you got a casting every Wednesday for 2 years?
And no one picked me.
That is crazy. I haven't had a casting.
No, my agency, they used to send me for casting like crazy. Literally. Every Wednesday or Tuesday. Here in Rosebank. Is it Rosebank? Yeah, here in Rosebank. Somewhere, Kiss Street.
Design District.
Something.
Okay.
What studio? Somewhere here.
Casting Initiative.
Wow. There. I went there for full 2 years.
Very cool there, yeah.
And not get anything. 2021, it was self-tapes in the beginning.
I went there.
And then we started
once
going.
And I got my first one.
Yeah. No, but those directors, they actually know what they want.
Yeah.
And they want someone who can deliver. If you have a background of acting,
you know what?
You're gonna kill it.
Here's the thing. Castings, auditions, even self-tapes. Maybe self-tapes, you know what a self-tape is, no?
Yes. That's what we did after COVID.
During. I think self-tapes, you're a little more relaxed because it's you at home type of thing.
Alone, yeah.
Or maybe not alone, or with for me, it was with my wife and stuff. Castings and audition rooms, it's never a true reflection of who you are as a performer. It's never, ever, ever a true reflection because you'll never do the scene that way. If you've now got the job, now you're relaxed, you're confident, you're happy, you're greeting everyone as if you know everyone because you know the money's, you've got the job and you know the money's coming in. Or you're one of those like, I can't wait to play, because people really sometimes just like to play. So I struggle to, I never know what it is exactly that they're looking for. And I think it's always client. It's never a case of you did badly. I mean, some of them, I remember my early years of castings where I'm standing like this going, hi, my name is Brighton. And for real, like where people are like, relax, smile. And I'm like, you know, and I'm twitching and my whole face is twitching because I'm like, in this moment, I'm being judged right now. I'm going to get a yes or no right now. And usually you can tell. If they go, thank you, don't call us, we'll call you. You know you didn't get that. You know you didn't get it. If you, for instance, if the guy or the person in front of you comes out of the casting room and they hugging the casting director, and they go, oh, it's so dope to see you. Know that you're not getting that job also. But it's never a true reflection. I think what they're looking for is just like, can you overcome nerves? Can you overcome that fear, that in the moment fear? And ultimately, at the end of the day, it's not about you. It's about what client needs and what client thinks is going to fit with the brand.
Yo, but I went
That
there.
is it.
Look, with me, I don't have.
It's never about you.
I don't know if it's a condition also, or if it's normal. But I don't have nerves. I don't have stage fright. I honestly don't. Like,
you say this, and then I'll throw you in front of a camera.
No.
Like 3 cameras in a studio.
No, I don't. I
Really?
promise you, no.
Actually, I believe
I'm
that.
not.
Yeah.
No, I don't have.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's me or it's everyone who maybe have. But with me, I don't even have stage fright. Like, you can give me a mic with 100 million people, I'll start as if there are no people or whatever the case is. But my point is, I realize that even though they want to see maybe less nerves, they still want you to kind of like act.
To perform, yeah.
So that's what I struggle with. So I went to this other casting. They were like, you need to, so a baby's, there's no baby. That lady, I don't like her.
Welcome to it.
So there's no baby. It's a chair. And then she says, on this chair, like in this chair, there's a baby crying.
Yeah.
And you are in a queue, right? So Yolanda, you're in a queue and there's a baby crying. Your baby's crying like crazy. Try and make this baby keep quiet without you doing shh. So you don't do shh, but the baby must.
That's too many
nightmare.
things. That's too many things. That's a bad casting. I'm sorry to say. That's a bad.
Because I'm like, okay, what must I do? Because I'm thinking I'm gonna go shh.
Yeah.
There are people behind me. I must now act like there are people behind me. There are people in front of me. And here's the baby. And I must when I look at her, I must not look at her. I must remember the point.
Yeah.
Not to, I find myself looking at the camera.
Dude, I did a casting the other day where I had to pretend I had a Coco with me and I'm showing Coco my new place. So I walk in and I go, oh, it's just me. They're like, yeah, it's just you.
Okay.
Cool. So you showing your Coco around and I'm like, oh, there's no actual, oh, okay, cool. Bruh. I'm like, he's Antomendal. Watch your step. I was so embarrassed, bruh. It's been a while since I've done a casting like that. My first my first proper embarrassing one was
Not in Tambendala.
And then
oh my God.
Now I must pick up a picture that's not there, and because Coco, so I created a whole storyline quick in my own mind of like, okay, Coco's sacrifices enabled all of this to happen, right? So it's because of Coco that this is happening. So get into that zone, get into that mindset, get into that emotional space. Cool. So I'm like, okay, she afforded my mom to afford me, blah, 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
So I pick up a picture of me and Coco when I was younger and I go, dude.
Tambendala.
It was bad.
Oh, no.
The other one, my other worst one was, Batigimi, so you're famous. early days is when I did belong to a modeling agency when I was like 19. Get into the casting room is one chair. They're like, all right, cool. So you're stepping out of your limo and the chair is like side on. So camera's there and the chair's like, I'm like, what? This is weird. You're about to step out. When you step out, you're going to stand up. And whatever, and there's going to be pictures everyone takes.
Met Gala
You can only move this much away from the wall and back to pretend that you're walking through like red carpets, paparazzi
situation.
And so now you're miming. I'm like,
Met Gala, and then you go back.
Hey girls, one man.
Yeah.
Like the things that make you do, bro. Ridiculous.
I didn't like those casting days of mine.
But at the end of the day, they still, I think for the casting directors or the casting agency themselves, they want to see that you can free yourself from, the chains of being self-conscious and like, this is silly and this is ridiculous. Be a fool, bro. Be a clown forever. Yeah.
Oh, hi. Well, if it's modeling, I think I would say do commercial. You'd probably kill it because commercial in South Africa pays more than runway. I love runway though, but commercial pays more than runway.
Yeah, no. Runway, I would break my ankles.
I love runway. Like the moment I step there and nothing else matters. Even if my shoe come off, I'm probably still going to walk like I still have another shoe. That's how much I love it. It doesn't pay in South Africa. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah.
But commercial pays more in South Africa than runway.
Yeah, I think it depends on which brand which commercial. Yeah.
But also, even with my modeling lives, I did so many runways that the money was not money. But I did one commercial with BMW and the money was money.
Yeah.
And I was like
I said, it depends. If it's a BMW, then that's a big global thing. You know what I mean?
What advice would you give to others living with vitiligo or similar visible differences? Doesn't have to be vitiligo.
Generally speaking, this is what I've learned, and I'm going to preach. 14.
Preach.
Gratitude, humility. Gratitude breeds humility. Humility breeds kindness. Kindness creates community. That's it. That's all I can say. Every day. It sounds silly until you're blue in the face. If you're positive about everything, eventually the positivity gets into every cell of your body and you manifest the things that you want. And not like immediately, not like yo M3.
M3 guys.
No, but you must believe Uguti, you deserve the M3 and you must live like Spanila. I've worked so hard, man, and believe Uguti, you deserve the M3. And that when you get the M3, you're gonna be so grateful and you're gonna be so humble about it. You're gonna flaunt it and throw it in people's faces and like race everyone in Marobotin and Tabata. You know what I mean? So it's like it's a very specific thing. The spiritual world, I think I'm learning. The older I'm getting is you can't. It's like praying when things are hard and you want to pray.
Yeah.
Whatever. What song is it? You must be very specific and understand if you're gonna pray, even if you believe in praying, you're gonna pray for things. Make sure that your backup is also praying and that you can't pray for you're a horrible person. And people that are horrible don't know that they're horrible. But you're greedy, you're not empathetic or sympathetic. You're horrible to animals, kids, that's just me. No, because like he's spoiled, right? He's spoiled. And then now I'm trying to unspoil him. And then I realized and then I try and discipline him and then I feel bad. And then I'm like, now you've given him this life and then you're trying to take it away. It's crazy. It's weird. Ne? Another hour. Let's talk for another hour. Are you saying now it's getting real?
Yeah.
Anyway. So yeah, life is crazy, man. Life is crazy for every one of us. It's absolutely insane.
What advice would you
But,
give us?
I
The
did.
people that are still struggling with acceptance, I think I'm just gonna
You're struggling with acceptance?
no. Me?
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
Oh no, clearly you are. A little bit.
No. Accepting. A little bit. You know what I'm struggling with? Because someone was
It may
like,
not be vitiligo related. It could be just acceptance in industry.
yes,
type of
I
thing.
am. Yeah. In the industry, yes. Because I feel like as much as maybe I'm delusional, I always say this, as much as I feel like there's enough room for everyone,
Yeah.
it seems like people don't believe that.
Yeah.
People who are already in the industry, they don't believe there's enough room for everyone.
There's more than enough.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I feel like sometimes people just wanna, you know,
Yeah.
that is why I asked you that question. How do you feel about about us just resurrecting?
Yeah.
You know, just woof, we emerge and here we are.
Yeah.
How does that actually make you feel, someone who's been there in the industry for many years and then boom, now you have to shoot with Yolanda.
You see,
Yeah.
you are putting yourself in
And
a
Yolanda is,
category
and now Yolanda is asking you, Quentin, please give me an advice. This I must cry. I don't feel like crying. What do I do? And now you feel like,
onion.
you know? And now you're like, why is she asking me questions? Didn't they say she can act? You know, things like that.
Theatre people, before television was created, theatre people were the most popular celebs. Before television, the most popular people were, and then it was TV people. And after TV people, then it was film.
Okay.
After film, it then became, it was film for a long time, TV and film for a very, very long time. It then started evolving. Now it's evolved where there's YouTube, there's streaming
TikTok.
services, there's whatever. There's social media, there's things and whatever. It's evolution of the industry. It's evolution of arts. So I'm not, like I said, I went through a thing of where I had to calm myself down and be like, why are you mad? Why are you mad, bro? Because I felt like you didn't do, or the next generation didn't do as much work as I had to do to be able to get to that level and be recognized as like, type of thing. You can call you an actor, call you a celeb. Hate being called a celeb. Hate it. But I can't be mad at the fact that there was a need. What's the term? There's a whole thing about like ingenuity is when a need meets something circumstance, but whatever. It happened during lockdown that people suddenly were they were on their phones and their laptops and their TVs a lot more than the year before. So who am I to be mad that you've got 1 million followers because of that, and I don't, because I've been in the industry for 15 years or whatever, as an actor trying to get to your level of recognition. It's levels. It's as fun.
I used to work with this lady. I'm not going to mention her name because maybe she wouldn't like people knowing that she didn't like this app before. And her videos people were using her videos a lot.
Yeah.
And I asked her, I'm like, why don't you do it? Because it seems like everyone is now there. They're now using your videos, your content in there, but you're not there. Yeah, well? And then she's like, oh, I hate this app. I don't like it. That was TikTok. She's like, no, I don't like it. Sharp. Later on, then I see her. She's there.
Yeah.
And I ask her, why are you then there now? Because you said you don't like it and stuff. And she's like, yo. So my people, her team, sat down with her and told her, you know what? In this life, you need to move with the times or people forget about you. If she doesn't join, they will use her content and they'll forget about her, you know, or and then create their other content and stuff like that and then now end up forgetting that she exists.
Yeah.
And since she's an influencer, she needs to like, whether she likes it or not, whatever the case is, as long as she's funny, she's going to continue and then just doing so. Because people forget about you, you need to like try and balance the equation. Hence, we're going to open a TikTok challenge page for you.
For me.
and you're gonna do dance challenges. You are.
We'll see.
You can just post your dog. How are you trying to discipline him? Is it a him or a she?
He identifies as a dog.
Wow.
So it's
The dog?
It's a woof.
Okay, a hoof.
I'm gonna say yes now.
Yay!
But
The first challenge will be the one we do together.
if there's any kind of anger on my face the day that you say today's the day, Brighton, remember you said yes, you must excuse that. If
You know why, ne? I think it's going to help you. Not that you're not listening up or anything, but you're gonna listen up. You're gonna tap
Yeah.
into your young self.
oh, is it?
That's what the app does. It makes you go back to the young boy, you know?
My younger self was lots of alcohol. Too much.
Really? I thought I used to, but nah, I don't think, no.
A lot of alcohol.
I'm the most disciplined one. I don't believe you though.
No, well, you weren't around, so. But ask those who know me. Trust. A lot of alcohol.
But did you stop now?
I didn't stop. I just slowed down, I guess.
That's good. Yeah. It's good. No, but it is good.
The things that make you very self-conscious about aging or having a family, whether you like it or not. So the older your child gets, the more you go, you know how people go, yo, hey, mntanam khulile man, or hey, khulile man. Then you suddenly realize,
I wish I had
type
a
of
child.
thing. I'm not saying I'm not enjoying it. I am enjoying it, and I'm enjoying being calmer. But yes, having a child, 100%, every day. Every day, the personality changes. Every single
The way
day.
I'm so scared. People ask me, when are you, like, it's not like I don't want a baby.
Yeah.
Think of 9 months.
You're thinking you're stressed about the 9 months?
Like, that's the only thing I'm stressed about. I promise you.
Look, I guess genetically, obviously, I'm not gonna worry about the 9 months, right? Physically.
I'm gonna be here.
Emotionally, yeah.
My career of whatnot just started. Imagine I get pregnant now.
But you know, there's guys that are like empathetic husbands. They have empathy pains, for instance.
I don't know.
There's these guys who will they have such a spiritual connection with their wives, that whenever she has labor pains or whatever,
They feel them.
they feel them.
Ah,
And they're like, yo,
no.
100%.
It actually happens.
Google it. So, you know what I mean?
It's not like I want to
wasn't
share
me.
the pain with
That
anyone.
was never me. Yeah.
I want someone to carry the pain for me.
Yeah.
Nah, I wish I was a guy. And then I would have impregnated someone like by now.
You say that until you're a guy, and then you realize, no.
You don't have to carry the child 9 months.
Is that the biggest thing about being a guy? Is not carrying a child?
What else is? I mean, we're the same. We
It's
all
hectic.
work.
It's hectic being
This
a guy.
no, ow.
It's hectic being a woman, obviously, but for women, it's so.
Please explain that to me. I don't get that concept, eh? People have
What?
always tried to, like, even the situation I was telling you about.
Yeah.
I always don't get the part where, like, I'm not being defensive or anything, but I always don't get, like, life is harder for guys.
I'm not saying harder. It's hard.
How?
No, I wouldn't dare say harder. I wouldn't dare say harder.
But isn't it the same? Like, you work, your wife
Then
works.
yes, let's say it's the same. But I think contextually, maybe if you're a woman and I have to make it cultural and racial. I'm sorry.
Okay.
We live in, it's the time we live in, it's the country we live in. I think, I hope this doesn't get aired. Yes. I think as a black man, it's harder. As a colored man, it's harder. As an Indian man, it's harder. Maybe not. But you're not white in this country right now in this climate, it's rough.
Why?
It's rough unless you are part of a tender thing.
Oh,
You're a tenderpreneur, or your family was kind of smart enough to invest whatever back in the day. In which case, it's really nothing to do with you. Now you're enjoying the fruits of your great grandparents' labor, whatever. It's crazy. It's crazy being black globally. Being black, think about it. Like sharp. We're all in with forgive type of thing and whatever apartheid. I don't do it myself. I hate blaming the legacy of apartheid on things and whatever. But hey, man, measure the things like it is what it is, and I'm not saying
it is what it is.
But I'm not saying that we must treat people of different color or different background any differently, whatever. I'm just suggesting that.
But is it the money problem?
It's money. It's how to deal with money. It's how to invest money. It's how to own money. It's how to not keep money under a mattress. It's how not to, like they say. There was some study that was done recently in like a Chinese community. They were like the equivalent of a dollar will circulate 18 times or whatever it was. I might get this wrong. 18 times around this one Chinese or Asian community before it goes out to another cultural group. Whereas in the Indian space, whatever, in the black community is the least. It's like the minute you get money, you want to spend it on outside brands.
I saw it on Instagram. I saw something like that. Yeah, on Instagram.
So like we have no financial education. We have no financial literature. We have no financial mentorship. We have nothing. Only now because of Instagram. And if you follow the right things and your algorithms lead you down the right path, then you stumble on things like that, But for the most part, yes.
What's in the pipeline? What are you busy with? What do you want to promote?
Don't ask me that as an actor. No. I you know what? I've learned over the years because I rattled off. I'm like waiting for this question, waiting. And then I go, I'm doing this and I'm doing that. And then nothing
boom.
happens. Nothing happens. So I'm just going to say I'm being... a family man.
Which is amazing.
I'm being a family man as much as I can. Yeah.
Okay. So this is how we close it. Because it's already 4 now. What you gonna do about it? Nothing.
Is that how we close it?
That's my slogan.
Okay. Count me in.
1, 2, 3, 4. What you gonna do about it? Nothing.